Hello everyone and welcome back to Genie Crafts. In today's video, we are going to learn about the basics of how to create a portrait with the help of a masking tape. This was my first attempt on this kind of art, and obviously there are a lot of improvement areas, but it has come out decent enough so that I can prepare a tutorial and explain you all the different elements that are required for this kind of art. So guys, let's get started. So the first step is to create a digital template for your portrait creation, and for that go to website png to svg.com, and there, using the choose a file option, upload a black and white image. If you have a colored printer, you can also upload colored image, but I would prefer a black and white image because it gives a better contrast. You can convert the image into black and white using the filters on your smartphone, or there are tons of websites available with the help of which you can do. In the number of layers, choose the total number of layers that you want to be. For this initial portrait, I chose the number of layers to be 4, and I increased the simplicity level to 6, so that there are not too many complex elements to the portrait. Then click on the generate button and wait for the website to do its magic and generate the layered SVG template for you, which will also be in the grayscale or in the black and white manner. Once you have that, you check if it has come out correctly, the details are coming correct, the portrait is looking like the original photo, and then you download that image and you take a print of it. And here is the printout of the template that I just created. One important thing to note here is that no matter how many layers you have in your template, you only need one printout, because the printout is mostly for reference purposes and you are not going to do any actual paper cutting on this printout. So one printout is sufficient. But you cannot use this printout as it is. You need to do slight prep work. So on the printout you will see different colors or different shades, and you will clearly see the borders of the different shade. So what you need to do is that using a dark colored pen, either a blue pen or a black pen or something dark, pencil will also work. So using a dark colored pencil or pen, you need to create the borders or mark the borders of all the colors, not just one color, for all the colors. The reason why this is needed is because we are going to put this template against the light to actually create the template, and when you put the template against the light, you will see that you might not be able to differentiate the borders once the layers start building up. So you need something dark underneath for it to reflect properly, or for it to see through properly through all the layers. Hence, outline all the borders for all the colors using a dark shade pencil or a pen, so that you can see it against the light. And here is how your template would look after you have finished marking all the borders with a dark colored pen or pencil. Ensure that you have not missed a single spot on any of the layers. Now that we have our template ready, let's talk about the materials that you require for creation of this masking portrait. First is a light source against which we are going to put our template and create this masking tape portrait. So for this I have this light pad I purchased from Amazon. You can also use any other light source. If you have good sunlight in your house, you can even utilize sunlight as a light source for this, but ensure that the light source is bright enough. Next is you need an acetate sheet or a piece of glass pane. I would prefer a glass pane, but since I did not have it, so I'm going to use this acetate sheet on which the entire portrait will be built. Please note that nothing is to be done on the template printout. That is just for reference, because if you start sticking tape over paper, you may not be able to peel off wherever it is required. So hence a piece of acetate sheet. If you have an acrylic sheet with you, you can use even acrylic sheet for this purpose, or a glass pen or a acetate sheet. The only requirement is that it has to be transparent and clear. That is the only requirement. If you have anything like that, you can utilize that for as a base for this masking tape portrait. And finally, the masking tape, which is the primary material with which you are going to build the portrait layers. There are different kinds of masking tape available. One is this paper paste, and then we have the packaging tape. The only requirement of tape here is that it should be translucent enough so that when you build different layers, you can get different intensity of light through the layers. So you should be able to see through the tape somewhat when you put it against the light. That is the only requirement for the tape. It should not be thick enough like a duct tape so that no light passes through it. So you cannot use a tape like that. To start building the portrait, I put my template on top of my light pad, then I put an acetate sheet on top of it, and with the help of masking tape I'm going to fix these two on the four corners so that it does not move. You cannot have any movement between the acetate sheet and the template layer in the middle of the portrait making, otherwise the entire alignment will go haywire. So hence you fix them on the four corners. Now let's start building the portrait. Switch on your light pad so that light is coming through the template paper and through the acetate sheet. Next, take out your masking tape or whatever tape you are using and cover the entire area of the template with the help of this masking tape. So since my tape is thin, so I had to put multiple lines of the tape. If you have a tape like this and you have to put multiple lines of the tape, ensure that there is no gap between the two lines, otherwise light will come through it and it will ruin the effect of the portrait. So ensure that you are putting the lines as close as possible without any overlap. While there cannot be any gap, there cannot be any overlap also. Now there are many ways in which you can approach the creation of the layers, but the one that I'm going to utilize is that method in which you will only have to cut through one layer of masking tape at any given point of time. No matter on what layer you are working on, you will need to cut through only one layer of the masking tape without any other layer of masking tape underneath your cutting layer, so that accidentally you do not ruin the layers underneath your current working layer. So you start with the darkest most layer and you move towards the lightest color in your template. So for me the darkest color is that darkest gray shade or the black shade on the template. So what I need to do is that I need to cut around the borders of this darkest color. So wherever I see a border line for that color, I just need to create a cut on it. But before you can start the cutting, if you're doing it for the first time, put a spare tape somewhere and try to cut. The most important thing in this kind of portrait, what I have seen, is your ability to have a high precision of cutting with the paper cutting knife. You have to apply only that much pressure that you cut the masking tape, but you do not scratch the acetate sheet underneath, or you do not cut through the acetate sheet underneath. So ideally, normally I always suggest to use fresh blades for any kind of paper art, but for this I would suggest that you utilize a blade with which you have done some kind of paper art before and it is not completely fresh, because fresh blades have a tendency to cut through everything. So use a slightly blunt blade, but it should not be too blunt also. You should be able to cut it. So for the first layer, which is my darkest most color, I will figure out and I will see where are the borders for the darkest color, and I will create a cut around that border. And that is something that you have to do for all the layers. So when we move to the next layer, we'll move to the next lighter shade, and then lighter shade, and then lighter shade, and then lighter shade. So the benefit of this is that when you do it like this, what will happen is that at any given point in time, you are only required to cut through one layer of masking tape. Through this method, at no point when you are cutting the layer of the masking tape, there will be another layer of masking tape underneath it. This method will ensure that. So for starting with the masking tape portrait art, this is the best method to go with. There are different artists who use different methods. There are a lot of artists who cut through from lightest to the darkest. In that case, there will be cases where you will need to cut through a masking tape layer where there are other masking tape layer underneath it. So we don't want that for starters. So let's start with the simple method. Also, once you have cut around the border and you need to remove a piece of the tape, use the tip of the knife to slightly lift it from one of the edges or one of the corners, and then peel it off with hand. Or if you're not able to peel it off with the hand, you can also utilize a curved tweezer or a straight tweezer or forceps to remove that piece. But do it gently so that you do not lift the tape from the areas where you don't want it to be lifted. So for the first layer, I created cuts of the camera, and now I'm going to remove all the cuts. I'll have to be very gentle with it because there will be a lot of small pieces that would need to be removed, and I have to be careful about that. Similarly, for the larger pieces also, since there are multiple lines of tape that are going through it, you will not be able to peel it off in one go. So every layer will, every line of tape will come out separately. So be careful about that. For the cases where there is very thin line, or where there is very thin area of this shade for which we are doing the cutting, then in that case you will need to be very careful while peeling, otherwise the portion which you want to keep on the acetate will also come off. And here is the first layer after removing all the unnecessary tape, and this is how the layer will look once you switch off the light. Now we are going to proceed to the second layer. So for every layer, the first step is to cover the entire template area with your masking tape, and then you cut out the respective portions. So in the first layer I used the tape horizontally, but for the second layer I'm going to use the tape vertically, so that it is going to create a nice checkered pattern throughout the portrait. But if you don't want, you can utilize the tape in the same direction also. That's completely a personal choice. So for the second layer, we follow the exact same process that we followed for the first layer. The only difference being that in the case of second layer, the target is not the darkest shade of gray, but the next lighter shade of gray. So forget all about the boundaries or the borders of the darkest shade in the previous layer on which you worked. Now focus on the borders of the next lighter shade of gray and make cuts around that. Once you have done making cuts, then you remove all the unnecessary portion and only keep those portions which represent that shade of gray or that particular color. If you will follow the exact procedure that I have described in this video and you work on your own on this kind of portrait, you will notice that whenever you are cutting every layer, the thing just below the masking tape is always the acetate sheet and not another layer of masking tape, and that is the beauty of going from darkest shade to the lightest shade. So if anywhere you feel that there is another piece of masking tape underneath where you are cutting, then that means that you are cutting at some wrong border, because if you'll follow the borders correctly, this will never happen. So ensure that you are following that correctly and carefully remove all the unnecessary pieces like you did in the first layer, and once you are done, you will have your second layer along with the first layer something like this. For next layer, cover the template area again with the masking tape, and this time again I have changed the directions by 90 degrees because I am creating a crisscross pattern, and then cut through the next lighter shade of gray or the next lighter color in your template. Follow the borders in the exact same procedure and cut through it. So while the time lapse of this layer is going on screen, let me talk about some of the things that I feel can be improved. So first things first, the masking tape that I used was very light in color. I believe that if you use a masking tape of slightly darker shade, like a packaging tape that I showed at the beginning, the portrait would have come much better and much more distinguishable rather than looking all blurry in front of the light. The second thing which I noticed was that 4 layers is not enough for a masking tape portrait. Since this was a tutorial, so I thought 4 layers would be enough, but it is actually not enough. You need to have at minimum of 5 layers. So obviously I'll be creating another video with a much better result than this portrait. So we will utilize all these learnings in this particular video and apply it in the next portrait also. So keep in mind these few things. Other than that, it's okay. I think one more thing can be done is to have a base layer of masking tape and do everything on top of that. That will avoid any scratches on your acetate sheet. But I believe that is not good for a beginner. Once you have got a handle of cutting through the masking tape without damaging the layer between or the layer below, then I think we can proceed on that kind of methodology. But for now, do not keep any layer in between the masking tape and the acetate sheet wherever you are cutting. So these are the few things that I would like to improve upon in the next video, and which I will definitely be doing. So here we have completed the third layer. For the last layer, there is no cutting required. All you need to do is to cover your entire template area with the masking tape again, and you are done, because that's the last color, so you really don't need to cut anything there, you just need to cover it up. Also, the light effect works like this: wherever you have multiple layers of masking tape, when you will put it against the light, those areas will come as dark, and wherever you have, a lesser layer of masking tape or a single layer of masking tape, from there more and more light will come through, and that area will be light. So the different layers at the different parts of your acetate sheet are going to create that light box kind of effect, and I believe the best place to put these portraits will be a light box only and no other place, because you cannot keep on holding it against the light all the time. It has to be put in some kind of light source. So that is how you build a masking portrait. So once you are done covering the last layer with the masking tape, cut along the borders with the help of a scale and knife, so that you can remove that excess tape along the template borders. Finally, remove the tape from the four corners so that you can take off your acetate sheet and remove the template layer underneath it. And if you will put it against the light, you will see how this entire masking tape portrait effect looks like. So when you are done with cutting out the portrait from your acetate sheet and you put it against a light source, put it upside down. That means the side on which you place the masking tape has to be at the downside and the other side has to be on the top, because if you don't do so, what will happen is that the acetate sheet will block some of the light and it will blur the effect of the masking tape. So put it upside down. Similarly, if you are framing it against a light source, it has to be put upside down only. And here is how my own masking portrait has looked like. This is my own photograph that you see on screen, and this is how it has turned out. Some of the improvements that I talked about earlier are definitely worth exploring, and I'll be doing it in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you guys liked it, then please do not forget to hit the like button and share this video with your friends. Also, please do subscribe to my channel for regular videos on paper arts and other forms of arts, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Till then, stay safe, take care, and bye bye.